Good morning. Good morning, Mary Lou, Irma. I'm going to give it a second here. Good morning, Kathy. All right, it looks like everything is working. I'm going to play the intro and we are getting started today. Good morning, Sharon. I used to be from Georgia. All right. Good morning, Swirly. Hi, Bobby. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's yesterday. Unless I guess you're anti-Valentine. All right, so we have a live today. Good morning, Louise. And tomorrow will be at 7 p.m. Just a reminder, I know that this shows that we are streaming on Facebook. We are no longer streaming on Facebook. There are just too many issues. And I noticed that the live didn't lag and do all of that stuff as badly without Facebook. So it's kind of a good thing. I mean, I hate it that you guys can't watch it from YouTube, but they're trying to flag. They reverse their decisions on all my stuff, but I don't want to have to jump through hoops and do all of that stuff again. It's just too difficult anymore to get things done on Facebook. So even though I didn't violate any copyrights, they had like 20 or 30 videos saying that I violated copyright. So that's why we're not streaming on Facebook any longer. It's just too much. I went to the doctor with my wrist. I did, and I have to have some new nerve tests done from the neurologist, and they want me to do some kind of slide and glide physical therapy while they wait on those results. So I'm waiting to hear from them for those appointments. And I have to, instead of just when it's really hurting me, I have to sleep in my carpal tunnel brace every night to try to keep that from pinching on the nerves any better and any worse. He said that the nerves are just really, really extremely irritated right now. And if this, once he gets those studies back, he suspects that they're going to have to do a carpal tunnel release surgery on it. But he wants those nerve tests first. So I can keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to damage anything any further. So it's just painful. Thank you for asking. So don't forget the new sale. And speaking of, well, this is not the new sale, this is current sale. I apologize. Speaking of that, I just wanted to come over. I had given you guys and told you that things are starting to change, and I am in the middle of a transition here. This is my link tree, and I will give you the link to that here in just a moment, but I wanted to come over and give you a little overview of what it was. These are all of my affiliates, including Cricut. So when you need something or want something, instead of having to wait on a response from me to get you a link, all of my links to all of my affiliates are here. And then, of course, my Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are here. And if you are a Close to My Heart or Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you want me to add you as well, I will do that. If you are a patron supporter, you must be a patron supporter for that. So if you want me to add you in my non-affiliates, I will do that. But everything that you might need from Dollar Tree to Amazon and Cricut, it's all here. And all you do is just go to my link tree. You can scroll through. You can get to the website. You can get to the Facebook group from here. Everything, my YouTube. But if you want to get to a product, all you have to do is click on it and it will take you straight over to that shopping. It is so super easy and so super smooth. And everything is just in one place for you guys. That way you don't have to be jumping all over the internet, but everything is there. All right. So, and I appreciate you guys shopping my links, especially if you don't want to do a monthly. Using those links does help support the channel just as much as being a Patreon. So thank you for that. Good morning, Marianne. So super fun and super easy on that. I think I covered all of that good stuff. So we are today, I'm going to show you, this is a public file. This is on my profile. The link to my profile is in the video description. And I made these public. These are for everybody. And I'm using the Lollipops from Walmart. If you go over into the party section, they've got them in, I think, 16 and 24s packs. And I think the 16 pack was like $5, $5.67, something weird like that. You know how Walmart prices. But anyway, you get 16 for around $5. So that's a pretty good deal. So, and they come in several different colors and flavors. The pinks are strawberry. And they come in multis. And that's an easy way to do some Easter things. And even if you make your baskets for your kids or grandkids, these are cute to stick down in those baskets. So you can just punch it up just a little bit. The thing is I didn't use a pen, but I did use a pen. In the canvas, it is set for pen, but I flattened it for print and cut. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that, because if you flatten a pen to print and cut, it will just sit and scan. It will not actually cut. And I know that I touched on this on our last project, but I want to actually show you how to do it, okay? And then if you're a supporter, you got this card file yesterday. I posted it up yesterday for you guys. It's today's file, but I gave it to you early. And we did a little chocolate Easter bunny on this. And I used the same paper that I used for the bunny box, so you don't have to, if you got that paper, you don't have to get any more. I just changed it up by having some lines drawn on top of the plaid. So and this was Pinterest inspired. I didn't want to have to go buy any more paper like they had. So I figured I'll just make mine similar to theirs. And I'll show you guys how I did that as well here in just a minute. So let's pop over to Design Space. When you open up your file, it's going to look, let me just show you what it looks like, just so that you guys aren't thinking that this is what it's going to look like when you open it. And that's because the bunny is white, because we're going to do print and cut, and white doesn't print a color, and I want it to remain white, except for the ears and the feet and the nose, okay, his little face. So if you come down here to blank canvas on the right, and you click on it, and then at your top bar up here, you can change the color of your canvas while you're working on a white image, or a light colored image, so that you can actually see what you're working with. Okay, for anybody that didn't know that. Good morning, Diana. Thank you. So here we have some pieces, and I'm just going to ungroup this. This is what your file is going to open up to like, and I'm not going to save this because I don't want to mess up your file. So I just placed my little bunny ears and my bunny feet right there, and I'm going to grab my bunny, and I'm going to detach those score lines. And I don't have this set up for print and cut like that, because if you want to slice your ears and feet from a patterned paper, you can do that. Digital paper is what I'm trying to say, because I did use the polka dots that I got and I used on the bunny box the other day. So I used that same paper for this whole project. I'm just not going to go through and load all that. You guys, we have a video on patterns. You can change it to print and cut, and then go in there and do your patterns. But they are grouped so that when you select it, it selects the feet and the ears. You can ungroup it if you need to slice it from your digital paper and then place it back on there. So I'm just going to grab that, and when I grab it, it's going to grab the feet and it's going to grab the ears. Now you can weld those feet together if you want. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't. So I'm going to select all of that and flatten it. Now that I have my pattern on there, if you're using a pattern or your color on there, and then I'm just going to arrange and send it to the back. And then I'm going to select it again, and we're going to attach our score lines. You don't want to flatten your score lines. That's why you detach them. And I'm going to make 2 of everything, so I'm going to duplicate that. I usually do it on the matte screen, but for this purpose, I'm not doing that. And then I am going to grab these, and I'm going to duplicate that as well. And we are going to rotate it right there. And I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to rotate it right here. And then if you want to do duplicates, you can do them in the matte screen. We're just setting up to do our original. So I'm going to align these to the top so that they're all nice and even, and that looks good. Got that done. Now we're going to work on the face. So when you have the face here, I'm going to come down here on the layers panel, and right here on his nose, I'm going to change that from pen to a basic cut. Okay, and it turned white, so I'm going to change that back to the pink, and I'm going to use that, oops, undo. I got more than I want. I just want his nose. So we're going to change that to basic cut and make that pink, and I got to ungroup it. That's why. Okay. Oh, detach. Duh. I forgot to tell you guys to detach. I apologize. So come back over here. Then once you've detached, grab the nose, and then you can change it to pink. What is going on? Did it not detach? It did not detach. Now it's detached. There we go. All right, now we have a pink nose. Now we're going to go right here to the face, and I want that, I don't want that in black. I want that in gray. So if yours, it should be set to the gray, and I'm going to make sure that I have that also set on cut, basic cut, and gray. You can leave it on pen, or you can do it this way. 2 ways. Actually, did it change to cut? It did. It didn't flatten. Wow. Okay, usually it flattens. Maybe they fixed this, but I don't know. That one's, it stayed basic cut. Okay, I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to flatten. Okay, that's kind of dark. That's not what I want. I'm going to go back and leave that on pen. There we go. I prefer that on the pen. Okay, let me grab it. There we go. Where are you? So we're on the pen. Make sure it's on the gray. And then I'm just going to select it all and flatten. The other was just too dark. Okay, you can get it and get the right color in there if you want, and it will work, hopefully. But if you do it this way, it's sure to work. So I'm going to duplicate that. It's all flattened together. And then I'm just going to place it right here because that circle is going to get cut out anyway, just like so. And then I'm going to select everything, and we're going to attach. So now everything, the face is flattened, everything is flattened, and it's ready to go. And we're just going to hit make it. My images are too large. What? They're not too large. Oh. Don't put your face in there. I think that's what's causing it. So let me detach. I don't know why that would be causing it all of a sudden unless there was just an update. So let's select these, get them back aligned, and got everything there, and attach. All right, now there it goes. It doesn't like the face in there for whatever reason. So we're just going to leave it like that. I'm going to hit make it. And you can see that those 2 little faces are right there, and that's not the way I did this. I don't like that it's messing me up here. I apologize. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way and save paper. Let's see if it does it this way. So if I can attach both, it matters. Yep. Okay, now it's ready. So now we're going to hit make it. I know that's the way I did it before. So all we have to do now is print it. It's already there. This is where you can apply your copies and duplicates and get more pages. I'm just going to leave it on the 2 that I'm going to make. So let's hit continue. And now we're going to send it to the printer. I'm going to turn on the system dialog. I want my bleed on, and I'm going to hit print. Now it's going to open up my printer system dialog box. Can I enlarge? Can you enlarge the file? You can enlarge it if you want, Janet. It can go bigger, up to 23.5 inches long if you want, if you have the materials. So it's going to open up a dialog box. This one pops up behind the window. Remember we said if you just got the spinning circle to look behind your window. I'm using 2 monitors so that mine does come up on the other monitor. So once you have that, I have my print and cut settings set up in my print dialog. And now I'm just going to click print. And what that does is it tells it to do its best print quality and use my rear paper feed. So it's going to send that over to my printer. I'm going to stick this in the printer real quick so that it can print. And while that's printing, let me catch up on chat. Is that what you meant, Janet? Can you enlarge the bunnies? Yes, you can. You can enlarge it. You can do a larger print and cut. You can resize your paper. So if you have the materials and you want to make it bigger, you can. However, you'll need a bigger lollipop. Oh, you couldn't see the bunny face? It's okay. It'll come out. You'll see. So once it's printed, this is what you're going to see. And normally, I don't know why mine printed off to the side like that, but it did. Hopefully this is going to cut properly, guys. I'm having a print and cut issue today for whatever reason. So I've got it on the mat, but I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm going to go back to Design Space. I always have bleed on unless I'm printing on clear material. Or I have a white border, something like that. But I always leave my bleed on except for clear materials. So I'm just going to come back over here and I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to cancel. It's very important. So yes, cancel the cut. And cancel. And then you're going to come back over here and we're going to detach. Okay? Do not move anything. Do not move anything. Come over to your bunny faces. My detach isn't working. There we go. Come over to my bunny face. Just want the face. You send that to the back. So there we go. So once you have your bunny face, you're going to unflatten it. And you're going to hide his face. You're going to hide his nose. That's all you're going to do. You're going to come over to the other one. And you're going to detach. I don't know why it's detached. But anyway, let's arrange. Move that to the back. Oops, I moved it. If you see that you moved it, move it back. There we go. So I'm going to unflatten that one because it will not cut if you've got a pen flattened. So I'm just hiding his face. Without moving anything, I'm just going to select it all again and we're going to attach. And then we're going to hit make it. And we're going to continue. And we're going to say I've already printed. And then I'm going to pick intricate because that face is so teeny tiny. And we're going to load that up. But before I do, because this, I'm going to pop over. Because that printed off like that, I'm going to trim that off. Just so my Cricut will read it. It's just way off, and I don't think it's going to read it. There we go. That's better. I don't want to mess up my cut. So if that happens to you, that's another tip and trick. I've had to do it before. All right, and we have it on the mat, and we're going to cut. Correct, Diana. If you have, like this piece right here that I cut for this print and cut, if I had left the bleed, taken the bleed off, I could chance that the edge of this, anywhere on here, might have a white edge, because if your print and cut is off just teeny tiny where it's cutting, then it will leave you with that white edge. If you leave that bleed on, it puts a blurred line around it in that same color. So if it's off, you still get that edge-to-edge color. So that's a print and cut, and I got edge-to-edge color on it. So this one, while that one's doing its thing over there, this is the same plaid that we used for this box, okay? And what I did is I found a plaid grid line in Design Space, and I changed it to a chocolate brown pen, whatever color I used. Let's see what I used. Americano. Extra fine. This is the Americano brown. And I let it draw the lines on top of my print and cut. So I will show you that here in just a second. Let this cut. How I set that up for print and cut. Because you could do it two ways. Because you could do it the same thing with this project. I just wanted to show you guys the difference. If I can find my blade, and I can't. So I set my blade down somewhere. There it is. I knew it was here. That's all right. I'll just use my deep point. I don't know why it's reading it again. That's really weird. Print and cut is doing something totally weird. But I promise you this works. Because it did not score that. I should have calibrated before I did this. I see. It's not wanting to read it because my thing is off. Anyway, it will cut it. I have to fix my print and cut, guys. It's just, yeah, print and cut error. The machine cannot read. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe I shouldn't have cut it off. I'm going to move it over just a little bit and see if that helps. And we'll just move on to the other project while I'm working on this. But I promise you they will cut. There we go. And it will cut properly because there's no pin attached. Let me get back over here. Hi, Connie. We're going to try it one more time. If it doesn't cut this time, then I'll have to reprint another one. But anyway, once you've got it done, all you're going to do is put the stick down through this hole. And if your lollipops are wrapped like this, you may have to do a little snip in the hole down there and then put it through. You're just going to fold and glue his ears together. And I glued to about right here and used a pop dot to put his face on. And then I tied my ribbon. I took the pink ribbons. That didn't sound good. Tried to pull the paper up. All I did was take off the ribbons that came on here, and I used the tie to put my ribbon on. I just folded it and tied it on around it, and then looped it back on to the lollipop. Ah, it's working now. It didn't, maybe I shouldn't have cut that off. Maybe that's a new thing. All right, so now let me put my blade in, and we'll cut. Right, Sue, I thought that was a cool little design that it added on there. You could do it on these pieces too, but it would be larger. You would have to go larger with it. So I'm just going to cut my ribbon and get my ribbon ready while that's cutting. And I usually go about 12 to 13 inches of ribbon. You can always trim it off later. Let's just grab one. I think I had one out. And I just slide the bow right off. Okay? And then just pull that ribbon out and untwist my tie. And then you've got another twist up here at the top. Okay? So, and you can use a fresh wire tie or whatever it is that you want to use. And all I do is make like a awareness ribbon. Okay? And then pull the center right in. This one's kind of big. I don't want it to be this big. You can adjust where you want it. I'm going to say about 11 inches of ribbon for these. So once you've got it folded like you want there, you're going to take that wire and wrap it around the center and give it a good snug twist. I'm using a thick ribbon, so you may have to twist it a couple of times to get it ready to go on the lollipop. You can trim up your tails however you want. Yeah, I would probably go about 10 inches on these. That would be plenty. You won't have so much waste then. Super easy. They give you the ties. You can do whatever with those ribbons. You can reuse those ribbons. Just tie them back on. Super easy. Almost through cutting. I did intricate, so I had to do 2 passes. Hey, Mama. Your appointment's at 12:30 Central. Yeah, keep us posted. So it all cut. I'm just pulling off the outer edge so I don't lose all of my little pieces. And I'm going to pull off one of the bunnies. Just pull that off the mat. And then you can take right here in the center, you see that the face cut with the pin flattened to it. And it is just that easy. You just have to cancel your cut and go in and take the face back off. All right, and I'm going to use a foam dot on that. Has 2 scores. I'm just going to fold on the scores. The bunny feet are on the back. You can do some lines on the front in the gray if you want on his paws, front paws. I just didn't see the need with the bow. It was just extra steps. So, got our bunny cut. We're going to take our lollipop, and it fits perfect here, but when I get to here, because this is wrapped, it won't take it. So if you've got the lollipops that have the like little bag type that is closed up at the bottom and doesn't wrap around the stick, you don't have to do this step. But if it is wrapped around, just take, and I just put my scissors in and do about 1/8 of an inch snip on each side. Not much, just snip it. Put the lollipop back in, and it will go right into place. And we're going to get some glue here, and we're just going to glue. Ooh, I can't squeeze that. It's wanting to clog. There we go. All right, now we've got some glue going. And again, I just do the ears and just at the top of the head, and then bring it up and line it up. Super simple and easy. The kids can help make these. Get that lolly in there. All the way up. There we go. Peel off the foam liner. And we're going to pop his face right on. Take our bow that we did. We're going to put it right at the base. And we're going to take that twist tie to the back. And you're just going to twist it. Get it good and tight. Super easy. Super, super easy. So that's one way to do print and cut with a pen. So now let's pop back over to Design Space and look at the other way to do it. And I'm not going to be cutting this one because it takes some time for that pen to draw, especially when you do two, but it's worth it. So, and if you're a patron, you got this PNG yesterday I sent for you guys. Let's go to the bunny card. Let me do mine because mine has the uploads already in it. So you're going to load up. You're going to load up all of your print and cuts and make it the size that you want. And you can do it either by pattern fill. If pattern fill is not working, pattern fill's been having some issues. They're working on it. Then you can do an upload and bring this in. And what I did, it's going to come in kind of large, but I just took that down to about 6 inches, I think it was. You can decide on how big or how small you want your check pattern to be. And then I sliced a square from it, and that square is 3.875 by 5.125. So let's 3.875 by 5.125. Is that what I said? 5.125. And I have to show you guys something else too. So figure out where you want your checks to end. Oops. And that's one of the things I want to show you guys. So make sure that you get that in there and figure out where you want it. If it's going to land between two lines, or you can enlarge to get a larger checked area. You can get it where it's pink all the way around. However you want to do that. So once you have it where you want, you're just going to select the two and slice. And then you can get rid of that. And then you have this piece here. So what I did is I went in and I duplicate. I got this grid pattern out of Design Space. And it comes in as black, I believe. Right here, and that's what it's called, is grid pattern. If you want to search for it, it's M18461BC8. I did not put it in the file because I didn't know if you guys wanted to use it or not. Totally up to you. But once you bring it in, you're going to size it to the exact same size as your print, and you're just going to align, center, because that paper's already flattened. If you look, it's already set up for print and cut. Now you're just going to attach, not flatten. You're going to attach. Now if you want, you can do the same method that we just did. you can bring this in and you can flatten it to it and let it print. Then come back and cancel your print. If you don't want to do the pen, you can set it up for the pen, but unflatten it. This is the quick method. And then just hide this. And this is still going to remain flattened. Then let it just cut. So all you have to do is flatten it to it and then cancel your cut and hide it, or you can actually use the pen. I actually use the pen on mine. So 2 ways to do pen with print and cut. Anybody have any questions on that? That being said, I'm just going to duplicate. When there's a new tool that they released in the beta and in the live, and it's called edge scaling. I'm on the I'm not on the fence. I don't like it. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like it. Let me just get over here. What's new? It's called edge scaling. You can now manipulate the height and width of your image or shape without having to scale the entire object. Just click on the edge and drag the edge that you want, and that's it. Okay? It's a cool concept. I get it. But I was accidentally trying, you see that when I put my mouse over it, I get that double arrow. I didn't enlarge my thing, but I have a double arrow when I come over here. And what happens is, boom, you can size it without having to do the whole project. To me, it's simply an invisible unlock tool. It's a repetitive tool because if I undo that, I can select that image and unlock it and do the same thing. Okay? It's just a click. I prefer to click it and do that because when it's locked, and see there, I was just trying to move that on the canvas. I was not trying to resize it. I was just simply trying to move it to a different spot on the canvas, and it resized it. So when you're making your projects and you're wanting to change the color or move a piece around so that you can get to the piece behind it, you have to be extremely careful, especially intricate things or 3D things, like Louisa's projects where things have to fit together perfectly, or when I do like a pop-up and it has to fit together perfectly. If you accidentally move one of these pieces and it resizes and you don't notice it, your project's not going together properly. Okay? So you have to be very careful. I hope that they fix this and it happens on all 4 edges. There's no way around it, but I simply wanted to move it. I have to put my mouse on it and hold it down to move it. If you click on it, you're going to get those arrows. So if you're not careful and you're just trying to move it and you accidentally get that arrow, whoops, that one was really noticeable, right? I've already messed up 3 projects with it. I don't like the tool. I'm not happy with it. I've had to recut 3 different projects now because I accidentally did that. And all I wanted to do was actually move him out of the way. So if you're trying to move this and things, make sure that you click on the object and hold your mouse down and move it. All you got to do is just get up on your when you've got an image selected, Janet, if you get close to it, it automatically changes without pressing anything. There's no warning, no nothing. It just appears. So I just want you guys to be careful. I'm having to get used to it. If you're going to move an object, click on it and hold it and move it. But if you get close to an object and you're trying to move it and you're not paying attention, then you've changed that object completely. Yeah, I did throw the stinky fish on the table. I told them I didn't like it. I'm never going to like it. I'm just telling you guys, I'm being brutally honest and putting the stinky, because if we're not brutally honest about what we like and we don't like, they can't fix what we don't like. And so I am being brutally honest about it. I hate the tool. I don't like it. I'm never going to like it. I had rather just unlock my image. It's a simple unlock, and then I can resize it all on my own. It, you know what, is, you're just missing a click. That's it. That's all the time that it saves you. You don't have to, you have to click on the object, but you have to click on the object anyway, right? So, I did leave my feedback. If you want to leave feedback on it, you can report the issue right here. When you go to report issue, this is only in beta. You can report a bug, give a feature, and general feedback. And when you give your feedback, just be nice about it. I said, hey, I'm just going to be brutally honest. I don't like it. This is why I don't like it. And I hate to put the stinky fish on the table, but I did. Well, yeah, you can flip that way, Janet, and get it all messed up, because you can see how this rabbit looks. If I want to flip it, why would I want to flip it this way and chance it being sized wrong when I can simply click flip on the horizontal? Oh, I got to pick the right image. I can simply, we have a flip tool. That's why I said it's just a repetitive tool. Right. We shouldn't have to do that, because, Marianne, in the past, we could flatten any kind of writing, like with a pen, and it would just print it, and then we could do our print and cut. And now you have to jump through hoops. So thanks for reporting that. I did too. So hopefully they'll listen and let us, so that we can show them that we like to flatten our writing sometimes, so that we, especially like on a wedding card, I like to write my own sentiment, like on this one, and have my own sentiment written in, but I don't like the up and down of the pen where it leaves marks, especially on a wedding card or a sympathy card. To me, those two, that up and down pen mark is not acceptable on those two types of cards. That's just me. So I like to flatten mine and print it. And we used to be able to do that, and now you can't. Now you have to print it, come in and cancel it, and then go back and cut it. You have to remove it and then cut it. So it's a pain, but it's still doable. At least for now. Hopefully they'll fix that. And hopefully they'll take this away. Because to me, it's a repetitive tool. I just as soon use my toolbar, instead of having to chance messing up a design by accidentally hitting those edge scalings. So, but you guys can tell them what you think. You may love it. Try it. You may love it. I personally don't love it. So, give them your honest feedback. All right. So let's put this card together. I'm running out of space here. I'm going to flip that around so I can get to them. So we have our base, and of course you're just going to fold that base. And I use the same brown pen on the inside. I don't normally do that, but since this was a chocolate Easter Bunny card, I thought it was just fitting. So we're going to fold that, and then we have our chocolate bar layer right here, and we're going to glue these together. But I love how this plaid came out with the pin on it. I used the extra fine Americana. So we center that panel up, and then we're going to put this panel on the front of the card. And this is your regular A2. I didn't put an envelope in there. Your regular A2 envelopes will fit. Just make sure you're gluing to the right panel here, to the front. All right, and then you want to take this piece, and in there we have, where are all my little pieces? There it is. We have a little bit of grass, and you have one little twig sticking up here higher than all the rest. It needs to go in that direction. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape runner on there, and we're going to flip over this panel and stick that on so that that twig is going to the right if you've got it flipped over. And you can let it show as much grass or as little as you want. And I got tape runner on the front of that, which I don't want. I got to get that glue off. All right, so now we have our little grass piece in there. Next, you're going to get your bunny. Here's my little bunny. And tape runner's just easier for me on this card. Just along the bottom, and I want his ears to come back up through. So that's how I'm going to judge where he sticks, just like that. Got him pressed down. And now I'm going to do this dotted egg. I'm going to put him in there. Like so. This is a super easy card. And then we have our white Easter egg, and I want it to sit at an angle. I'm just going to put the tape on here. It's not going to hurt anything if I go over. So I want to angle this one, like so. And they don't have to all be exact. You can do them differently. And now I'm going to foam dot this up, or you can use foam tape. I think I will use tape on this one, just for being quicker. And if you're going to mail this, make sure you get your foam tape placed in there so that it doesn't, so that it has support in the middle and the sides and all of that good stuff. Put some in that corner. Make sure that didn't show through. It didn't. I'll put a little piece here. And then you're just going to peel those off. Now there are in that file, there are little bitty pieces for the center of the flower and the top of the card here. But I used enamel dots. I cut them and they cut perfectly. I did test them for you guys. I didn't have any problem cutting them on intricate cardstock. I had no problem. But I didn't want to use them. I wanted to use enamel dots. So then we're going to place this center it up, get it straight. It's kind of like an optical illusion with those stripes. Okay, so now we have that on, and you can glue his ear if you want. I did, just stuck it down there. And then we need our little tag, and you can see how tiny those little pieces are. They did cut. I need these two. I need that one and that one. There we go. So now I'm going to take my little daisy, put a little dot of glue on it, and I'm going to glue it right there on that stem. You could pop dot that up if you want. Totally up to you. And then his bow. And I did the pattern on his bow too, the plaid pattern. And then we're ready for our enamel dots. And I used the medium. And this is so it looks like your banner is stuck. Just to give that a little touch, because it's like an Easter banner. And then I did a yellow one. I don't know if I can get it to release. My hand is really hurting right now. There we go. Right in the center there. And then he needs an eyeball. And I did a pink one on there, and I thought that was kind of big. But that's the way they were on the Easter candies, right? But I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we want... No, I like the pink better. Even though it's a little large, you could use a Nuvo drop and get it a little smaller. I'm just going to use a pink one. Release. There we go. So we have his eyeball there. Remember the little candy eyeballs they stuck on there? Yep, the Nuvo drops too. And then I just used some twine. And I think I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And just wrapped it around. Let's see, let me come way down here. I don't know, maybe 6 times. Depends on how you want your bow. 6, 8 times. However many loops you want. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 loops. That's good enough. My sticky scissors. And then I just, this little piece that I trimmed off the end there, I'm just going to use it. Nope, that one's too short. I trimmed it too short. Just going to get a piece and go right down the center. And we're going to tighten that down. Get my loops like I want them. Oops, don't forget your tag. Bring my tag in. I'm going to thread that tag in there. I forgot it on my other one. I just had to stick it. Just kind of tie it in right there. And then you can maneuver it around. All right. And then we're going to trim those off. I don't want them really long, but I might even trim them off some more. Get down there where I want you to be. There we go. And then I'm just going to place a pop dot or zot, whatever you want to call them. Zots. I'm going to get 2 of them. I'm going to put one on the back of the bow. These things are so sticky. My finger's stuck to it. And then one on the tag. And then we're going to place our messy bow right there. Pop it down. And then I'm just going to finish trimming up. I don't want them to hang too far off the card. Super easy. And it's done. Cheryl, I stated all of that at the beginning, but I have to have a new nerve test done and some physical therapy and probably a release of the carpal tunnel surgery. But they want a new nerve study before I do. So super easy, fun, cute. This one has a little less loops. This one has 4. This one has 5. So depends on the look that you want. So guys, now you know how to do print and cut with writing on the actual item and how to do it with writing with print and cut and get it to cut. Hey, we did make it in an hour, less than an hour. Yay! So guys, you should have a lot of coordinating projects. If you got that paper, you can make sure that everything coordinates. And remember, it comes in more colors than pink. Pink is my preference, but we did do one in the mint. There's, I think, a yellow in that paper, all of that. And it's in the description of the video for the Easter box. It's at Creative Fabrica. There's a link on my link tree for Creative Fabrica. It's called Gingham and Polka Dots. That's the name of it, Gingham and Polka Dots. So we've got you kicked off for Easter. What it is, Diana, when you flatten, I'll just show you guys real quick one more time because it can get confusing. If you flatten, like this piece, I'm not going to save this. If I have the drawing attached to it, but if I flatten it, I can flatten it and then I can print it and not have to let my pen do all that time-consuming drawing. I can flatten it to there. But when I go to cut it, it will just sit there and spin and say scanning, 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 and it won't actually cut it. It will just scan. So after you've printed, after you've done your print and you have it on your mat, you want to come back, you want to cancel your cut, come back over here, unflatten, and then you want to hide your grid lines. So it sees this piece and it will still cut it, even if it's white. You can change it to a basic cut and it will still cut it because you've already printed it. And it will cut that shape for you, even though it's not showing on your mat when you send it over. So it's just as simple as detaching and hiding it if you flattened it to that. Thank you, Sue. So if you flatten anything pen to your print and cut, you have to come back and unflatten it and hide it and then send it back over to cut. Yes, please check out the link tree, guys. Let me get you that link. There's the link tree. You have everything over there. Amazon, YouTube, the site, Patreon. Everything is over there. Cricut, your Cricut shopping links, Sizzix, ThermaWeb. There's just too many. I can't remember them all. Yeah, Diana, it used to be where you could flatten it and then print it and cut it, and it was no problem. But way back when they made some change, and I don't remember which update changed it, from that point on, we weren't able to cut anything that had pen flattened to it. And I used to do a ton of cards with my pen flattened on there, especially, like I said, wedding cards and sympathy cards. I flatten my writing to it so that it prints it and I don't have any of those pen marks on those cards where it starts and stops its writing. I don't mind it too much on a birthday card or something like that. I just don't like it on wedding or sympathy cards. Yes, Dreaming Trees on that link tree, as well as design bundles and Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's on there too. And if any of those guys ever have special codes, I put those codes on there for you guys. If a code doesn't work, let me know. I may have to update it. Codes will always be on the description. Let me just show you one more time so you can, so what I'm talking about. If you go in and you're looking, Cricut, I have like the Save 10 code on there. Johnson Plastics, it has a code that you can use. Nito Labels, that one ends today. If you like waterproof labels, I love these labels. So they make great stickers. Yeah, Creative Fabrica's on here. And it's all in alphabetical order for you guys, too. Everything's in alphabetical order. Zyron. Let's see, Creative. Right here. And you simply just click on it, and it'll open up for you. It's super simple, super smooth, and quick. I already allow it. So, super easy to do. You have everything from one place. You can get to the YouTube channel, to the website, to the Facebook group, and to all of the shopping links. They're all right here, Bobby. Everything is on Linktree. It's Linktree. Let me see. linktr.eecw April. I know, Leo. I love Leo's files. So I tried to make this just as super easy as I could for you guys, so that everything would be in one spot. You would only have to keep up with one single link. One link, that's all you need. Yes, it's also, if you can't find the Linktree link, it's on the featured tab in the groups. You bookmarked it? Great. Yay. All right, guys, I appreciate you joining me. I hope that you love the projects that we're doing. If you have any projects that you want me to do or anything that you're looking for that I haven't done, message me, email me, anything. You can contact me. There's a contact form on that link tree. You can contact me and tell me, hey, can you show us how to do this? Because I'm going to be, like Miss Rita, we are incorporating some of our other ideas and coming back and using our Cricut with our old school tools as well, such as embossing folders and embossing powders and things like that. I think she did perfect pearls this morning. And glitters, things that we used to use on our cards that we've kind of gotten away from, we're going to come back. Because you can use those embossing pens and embossing powders with your Cricut. You can have your Cricut write it. I've done that before. And then put your embossing powder on and do your heat embossing. And those Ranger embossing pens can be used in your Cricut. They do fit. You don't have to have any adapters or anything. They fit your Cricut. The Michaels brand of those embossing pens do as well. I will film doing the peony as soon as I'm able, Diana, in felt. Right now, my hand will not let me maneuver like I need to show you guys, and I don't want to halfway do that video for you. I had rather it be up to par. So as soon as they get finished with my hand, I promise you I will do it. I have not forgotten. It's on my list, and it's in the file. So I will get it done. I just can't do all that wrapping and stuff right now. I paid for that dearly for several days. Yes, embossing pens, Bobby. They are, let me see if I can pull them up. These are from, this is at Blick Art Material, which Blick is also an affiliate. If you go to Linktree, you'll find that. But these are Ranger embossing pens right here. And these are what you use when you're going to do the embossing powders and heat emboss on your cards. I don't know if you've ever seen a card, a business card or a wedding card or something where it feels like the writing is in plastic, or either maybe parts of the design are like a plastic coat type. And that's what embossing powders do with heat embossing. And you need these pens because these have a special ink in them. It doesn't dry fast. It takes it takes heat setting, and once you have it right with that, it stays wet long enough for you to get your embossing powders on there to heat emboss it. Yay, Brenda. So the black one would be used when you're using maybe black embossing powder, and the clear one is used when you're using white embossing powders or color embossing powders. That's when you want to use the clear one here. It's clear and black. And they're not expensive. You can also get embossing powders. They come in, and you don't have to get them from here, but you can get, right here, you can get, they come in so many different colors. And they can be a little pricey, but if you get them on sale at Michael's, another rabbit hole. But Bobby, these will last you a long time. I don't think I've ever had to replace any of mine except maybe my black and my gold, maybe. I think those are the two that I replaced. A little bit goes a long way because you're going to tap it off on your paper and put it back in the jar and use it again later. They do, PJ, if they have shipping in Canada. It will depend. That will be on a company by company basis. Janet, with the, if you're using pen for the bunny rabbit's face and you flatten it and you print it, once it's printed, you don't want to cut it yet. You want to cancel the cut, go back to the canvas, find the piece that has the pen, which is the bunny rabbit face, and then you want to hide the pen that you flat. You want to unflatten it and hide the pen without moving anything, and then send it back over. And then you're going to say, I've already printed, and then you're going to cut it from there. But yeah, I love to use embossing powders. That is one of my favorite of all times because it's quick, easy, simple. It's not messy. There's not a ton of cleanup. And most of us have a heat gun in our craft arsenal anyway. So, I mean, if you're going to start building your collection, if you're going to get several colors at a time, I would wait on a 50% off sale at Michael's and grab them then. But if you're just going to build your collection slowly, whenever you're over on Amazon, find an embossing powder you like and pop it in there, because there are tons. There are different combinations. There are glittery ones. There are matte ones. There are speckled, one that's called speckled egg. You have all kinds of different embossing powders. You have some of them that are thick. There's just so many things, but I would start with maybe a black and a silver or gold. Whites, maybe if you're going to be doing it on dark cardstocks, but usually you can get away with black, silver, and gold to start with. Janet, it's been that way since an update for a while. Hopefully they will get it fixed. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys. And please, please, please shop those links on Linktree if you're able. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or need any help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out in the groups and ask. And we will catch you on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, the pens do work in the Cricut, Mary Lou. Those Ranger pens, and Michael's has their own brand, and it fits as well. It fits right into your pen holder just like your Cricut pens. No adapter needed. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining me, and thank you again for sending me your project suggestions. Catch you on Thursday.